go. Hey, everybody, it's PJama Life with our review of Agatha All Along and Only Murders in the Building. Let's watch.
Real is death. If I deliver Billy, you let me go.
What in the...
I want my prize! So do I. Any real witches in the house?
All right. Welcome to Pajama Life. I'm Pajama, and these two guys are with me. David, say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Hope you had a great and spooky Halloween. The scares are still going on for many of us. We're going to start talking with these two programs tonight.
All right. And this guy, say hey to the people, Patrick.
Hey, everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful Halloween and are enjoying a beautiful Day of the Dead for those of you that celebrate that. So here we go.
Yay. And so first up, we're going to discuss Agatha All Along. And Pat, since you have some Marvel knowledge about the comics, why don't you start us off?
Okay, well, Agatha, in the books that I started when I started way back in the day, Agatha Harkness was always depicted as a very old woman, kind of a matriarch type of thing, grandmotherly, almost like Aunt May was, and Aunt May's gotten younger throughout the movies, and apparently so is Agatha Harkness. Although this month in the issue of Scarlet Witch, Agatha Harkness does come back, and she is young and looks a lot like Catherine Hahn's. Kind of kind of weird how the art is imitating art.
Life imitates art.
This is art imitating art. You know, it's like I'm the dude playing another dude. Good stuff. I did enjoy it. It kind of got weird at the end, and I can definitely see them going towards leading us into Young Avengers with Wiccan, who is like Billy, a magic user with a sorcerer of that particular team that they're going to go towards. They've kind of set it up throughout the Marvel shows with Hawkeye's daughter. She becomes one of the Young Avengers. There's 2 or 3 different, Ironheart again from the last Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the Young Avengers. They're putting this stuff together, and kudos for them for learning how to plan years and years out. But man, you're gonna have to go back and review everything in order to know who's who and what's what. And man, if they don't hurry up, these people aren't going to be Young Avengers anymore. They're going to be middle-aged Avengers. So we'll see how it goes. I overall enjoyed the show. Really well done. A little unsatisfying at the end. It just kind of went a couple of different weird ways, and it was interesting to see Aubrey Plaza playing what she's always played, Death. It was delightful.
Yeah. I'm with you, Pat, a little bit on the strangeness. I kind of thought the 8th episode was the way it should have ended. I thought that would have been like, mwah, and maybe added a scene or two from the last episode, but I kind of thought they might have even flipped 8 and 9. So you got the history of Agatha, and then you got what happened, and kind of ended it that. I thought that would have been a really thrilling kind of ending. But they went this other way, and I was like, I don't know. I wish they just stopped it at the 8th, because that's where all the big action was. So I think over the course of the season, I really enjoyed the story, how they built it up. But there's also this she's a very great character. You know, when you saw her history, I was kind of like, she's not great. I mean, you know what I mean? She's quite evil. I mean, when you think about the thousands of women she murdered over her lifespan, that's a lot. So, and then her kind of resentment to death. And I was kind of like, but wait, your son got to live longer than he was destined to be. So I was kind of like, I'm like, come on, lady. But I was just kind of like, I didn't need to see her murdering all those women over the centuries. That was kind of messed up for real. So I enjoyed the show, but I think they kind of missed out on an opportunity to really make it exciting. David, what'd you think?
Well, I really enjoyed this. This was so smart. Yeah. It was beautifully put together. I didn't leave my head kind of scratching like, well, this didn't make sense or that was out of place. I thought this story was really put together just in a wonderful tapestry. Yeah. And the fact that the lead character was more of a villain, I think we could say, than a hero, I think that's fine in this context. And I loved seeing that the Witch's Road, a bit of a spoiler here, everybody, it was a con. It was a whole con. This was a sociopath, like, come into my van, little kid, and get some free candy. I mean, that's what was going on with this. And oh my gosh, I just thought it was great. Catherine Hahn is fantastic. Really well done. I don't know how this will proceed, but whatever direction it's going to take, I think it's, expect the unexpected and be prepared for a thoughtful, intelligent program.
I hope so. What do you all think in terms of where they could go next for a season 2?
Well, I mean, Pat mentioned, like the Young Avengers, and that certainly could be a piece there, no doubt. With the way with the creativity, with the WandaVision, with what we saw with Agatha All Along, and kind of this reliance on an homage, I think more than a reliance on like television genres that we kind of know and enjoy. I think the sky's the limit. This is a very creative program. And one of the smarter things that I've seen Disney TV do, the Disney Plus channel, this is one of their better programs. Bravo to them for this.
Yeah, I think there's debate out there if this is not the best of the Marvel TV shows. What do you all think about this? Is this the best of Marvel's TV offerings?
Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier is pretty awesome to me. That was a really good one.
I was thinking that in WandaVision. The original one that they came up with. I mean, it was so inventive, so good.
Yeah.
And this built on that. I mean, this really stood. Yeah. I mean, it's a wonderful show on its own right, but it really stood on WandaVision's shoulders.
Yeah. So we look forward to whatever's next, which probably will be some iteration eventually of the Young Avengers, including all of these characters. But we'll be here to watch it and talk about it. And thanks to all the viewers who are joining us live. We look forward to seeing you every week. So next up is they're out for a 4th offering, now hitting big Hollywood. Only Murders in the Building. Let's take a look. We're going to do a series wrap.
Only hours ago, we solved his murder and closed the curtain on not one, but 2 criminal Broadway producers.
I just got an email. A Hollywood studio wants to make a movie of our podcast.
This script is amazing. Guys, we're going to Hollywood.
We have a fabulous cast.
Are you the little boy from Home Alone? What have they done to you?
We thought it'd be a good idea if we do a character study.
There's been another murder.
Yay! There's a killer out there. You need to focus.
We'll take it from here.
Oh yeah, you think you got this?
We have to find a safe house.
What about your sister in Long Island?
Look who decided to show up.
This is a lot of suspects. We were hoping we could ask a few questions.
I'm not talking to you.
Well, maybe this will unzip your lips. Can you break this?
So many giggles still. David, what did you think of this season of Only Murders in the Building?
You know, this is an old friend you want to see again and again and again. I love the chemistry between the three leads. There's always been a little bit because of the podcast and being very present in social media and how we're interacting with news and such. So it makes sense that they take it to the next step in terms of the movies in Hollywood. I like the story. I love the conclusion, the cliffhanger from last year, and how we began these episodes. I'm not really that strong on on some aspects of it. I think I hate to say it's a little tired, but meeting like the people who would play them in the movie, it was a little jump the shark for me.
Oh,
but I still enjoy it, still like it, and love the real three amigos here, because Selena Gomez really holds her own and is a nice connecting piece between the two of the comedic legends. The three of them are great together, and she needs her due.
Hey, Pat, what did you think?
I really liked it, and to be honest, I enjoyed the meta aspect of having people play them within it, and their choices were hilarious. By the way, I really enjoyed the choices, and I mean, the show has gotten very self-aware. It felt like, it'd be the one thing I would say about it versus the other ones. It was, they're definitely referencing the Hollywood scene, the whole thing. Molly Shannon, of course, is an agent of chaos like she always is, and just absolutely delightful.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I did not recognize Melissa McCarthy for the first 5 or 10 minutes of her.
Oh my God! Yes,
there were some looks, just a look, and you're like, "Holy shit, was that Melissa McCarthy?" And then you're like, "Oh no, yeah, oh my God, yes, it was," and it was like,
yeah,
perfect. I mean, great casting. She's kind of typecast, unfortunately, as I don't know. I don't want to give it away, but yeah, if you've seen one of Melissa McCarthy's movies, you've probably seen her character here again. Just weird. But I did enjoy this, and they've left it so they can do another season. So why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the season. I thought there were points where I was kind of like, but it was a lot of people wanted to be in this. You can tell because the cast of stars was huge in this. And I think my favorite part was Melissa McCarthy as his sister. And that was, I think, my favorite episode of this season.
Vodka and Crystal Light.
Oh my God. Just her. It was kind of like
strong, very crystal.
The boss. But I love that she was his sister. And I was like, yeah, that makes all the sense in the world to me. It's just that one was like really great casting. And and I think Martin Short and Meryl Streep are just so adorable as a couple. And the word is they're a couple in real life now too. And I just think that is so cute. I just love them together. And I think that the only one I didn't kind of like as a cameo was Zach Galifianakis. Because I just didn't see him as the Martin Short kind of character at all. Maybe that's the point. But the other two, I was like, especially what's his name? Levy.
Levy.
Eugene Levy. I thought him and Steve Martin were great. I just thought that pairing was just hilarious to me for some reason. But the Zach Galifianakis, I was kind of like, and then how they did his I was just like, I don't like that. So I thought that kind of brought it down. But I think that the chemistry between those three is so fun.
It is.
That
It really is.
It makes up for a lot of the dragginess I felt of the season, and then the whole switcheroo. And I'm sad that Saz is not going to be in it anymore. I just love her, and so that kind of it took me a while to watch them all because I was like, I like that she was the murder victim. I didn't like it, but they made a very cool scene at the end. I don't want to spoil it, but I really thought that was a nice way for the character to lead the show. So I thought that was pretty cool. But overall, I think I'd give the other seasons probably were like an A+. I'd probably give this one A-, maybe.
Okay.
So, and then the definite cliffhanger for the next season, I'm kind of like, what? I was like, where are they going to go next? I'm kind of like, I don't know. But they always manage to turn it around. So we'll see. But do we think that this 5th season, which I think might be the last season, will be able to hold up, or have they run out of steam, as it were? What do you guys think?
Well, by doing the movie version, that made me kind of feel like maybe yes, but I'm in, man. I'll get the popcorn and I'll be ready to watch and see what they do. I love the title. I've loved the concept. It's just been a joy to watch every season so far.
I think they should have done the movie season last instead of like before. I think they should have done the movie season last and let that be the kind of end, and then you could kind of see the movie and let that be the coda to the whole show. Pat, what do you think?
I'll watch it because the chemistry is still chemistry. I'm going to tell you. That, well, that's what makes it. The stories are incidental. The all those guest celebrities are incidental. The best thing is the 3-person chemistry that they built, and the stories and the interactions. They got a good ensemble piece with the 3 of them. They all work well with each other. Martin Short and Steve Martin have been working together since the 3 Amigos way back in the day. Right. And they obviously are good, and they both have a familiarity with each other. And Selena Gomez really fits into that, and like you have said, is the bridge between the two, kind of a little bit of the glue holding the two different ends of crazy together. And she's almost tofu. She takes on the flavor of whoever she's around, kind of thing. So she's really good for that particular instance, but really necessary. So I'm interested in seeing another season of it. It needs to end eventually because smart people learn when to leave. You don't want to just overstay your welcome. So one more season. Let's see.
Younger. I think one is almost 80 and the one is 70 something. So they're kind of long in the tooth, but they still got it 100%. And I think, speaking of the 2 men, I thought that scene in the Chinese restaurant when they're talking to each other about what they mean to one, that was Emmy material right there. It was beautiful. It was poignant. It was what you would want to hear from a friend in your, when you're about to do a transition and a life change. And so I thought that was just another super beautiful scene. And then what came after was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So that was really cool. But definitely a good season, bordering on great. And I hope to see what they're going to come up with. I think we all are next season. So definitely check out Only Murders in the Building. Binge it if you can. All right. Well, that is it for us this week. Next week, we're going to watch It's Back. And man, I binged the first season. I can't wait to start watching the second season of The Diplomat on Netflix, and the little quirky show that could, Somebody Somewhere. We're gonna take a look at this season of that show, so on Max. So definitely come back, Pat. I know you had an eventful week. Let's say good night to the people.
Good night to everyone. Hopefully you had a good Halloween. Hopefully it was better than what my 12-foot skeleton had when it got blown over in the storms here in Kansas. It did. You know what? The metal got bent on it, but you know what? I know a guy who can fix that stuff. So
yeah, well, that's your specialty.
That's. I'd hope I'd be able to fix it. So yes,
yeah.
But you know, it's I had to pick it up before Halloween night was out. But you know, everybody just have a good week. We'll see you next week.
All right, and David, say goodnight to the people.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this program, and take advantage. We'd love to know what you think about our shows. Take advantage of the opportunity to share with us through the different means of social media. Have a great week, and remember to exercise your First Amendment rights and hit the ballot box if you haven't already.
And vote like your life depends on it, because it just might. So if you're in the ballot box, you don't have to tell anybody how you voted. And so we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.